What up, y'all? Media arts specialist, educational technologist D.Bail, representing for myself. But of course, Grustle Media, YouTube, grustlemedia.com. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting. The love is there. I appreciate it. So check this out. We just launched the Goin Grustlin podcast with your host, yours truly, D.Bail, of course. And I got a chance to sit down with a group of my brothers, three talented individuals. First and foremost, rap group extraordinaire, The New Drug, featuring the MC, Disown, and the producer, Kali Rock. Big ups to them. They got a brand new project out now, a number of projects out now under the New Drug banner, and their first project is called Free Samples. And their second project that they dropped was called Attention. Because attention, the clout chasing, is a big part of social media, unfortunately, nowadays. So definitely check out those two projects, especially if you're into raw hip hop and just real intricate lyricism. Shout out to them. And my longtime friend, aiSkilly, who is under the moniker of aiSkilly for this particular project called the aiSkilly Experience. And he also just dropped a podcast on his page, a deep dive, talking about how he utilizes AI as a musician. And of course, it's a very controversial topic. So I got a chance to talk to these three brothers about their projects separately, but then the conversation began about something new that they are possibly working on called Man versus Machine, where it'll be Man, official MC, Disown, and then the AI, the machine, by aiSkilly, aka aiSkilly. We're going to talk about how music and AI work together, don't work together, the controversy behind it, because it's starting to become a bigger issue. Shout out to my boy Barry Black. He recently dropped a AI project as well called Ill Cosby. It's a dope project. Definitely check that out. And another one of my longtime music industry friends, my guy Eloose from Triborough, man. He's been working as a manager. Shout out to Bianca and everybody that he's been producing for or engineering for. Big ups to you, my brother. But he also started a AI record label called Not a Human Records, and his first artist is a female MC by the name of Karma Knox, and she got a new joint out with Sean Khan. Shout out to Sean Khan from Queens, another part of the Triborough, 2/3 of the Triborough crew, Eloose and Sean Khan. And these are real MCs, like real MCs from the Cypher era, and they have co-signed AI in music. So how do you feel about it? You know, it's definitely an interest to me as an educational technologist. I got my master's in ed tech with my STEM certificate. So I find it very intriguing because it ties into something that I'm working on called ETE literacy, which is education, technology, and entertainment. And if you want to hear more about how I flesh that out, you can check out my educational podcast called the Co-Beat Podcast. It's community broadcasting, education, technology, and entertainment. Check out this episode of Goin Grustlin with my guest, The New Drug, Disown, Kali Rock, and my boy aiSkilly, aka aiSkilly. And we're gonna chop it up. We're gonna talk about AI and music, the ethics behind it, the morals behind it. Does it make you less of an artist? Does it make you more of an artist? These are the things that we're discussing on the Goin Grustlin podcast. Subscribe to the Grustle Media YouTube page and check out my website, grustlemedia.com, and stay tuned for a whole lot more from me, D.Bail. Love. Just speaking about the marriage between AI and just the hip hop that we grew up on. Now, I know it was just a thought, but there was at least a conversation that the trio of you guys had in terms of, let's see if we can marriage that AI with some of the real hip hop MCing that we grew up on. And I thought it was a fantastic idea, like this man versus machine type of project that could come together where you would utilize a real MC along with, it's still a real MC, but it's just going to be an AI overlay, I guess you could say. Is AI a tool that artists should be utilizing, right? That maybe have a lesser talent tier than both of you guys in terms of the MCing. Is there a chance for overusage with the AI now that it's out? How do you the three of you feel about that? And we'll start with The New Drug, and then we'll go to aiSkilly.
Well, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
The facts are, yo, AI is here, man, and this is the future. I mean, nothing's going to stop. It's just going to keep evolving, and so I think it is good to test the waters with that, and that's why I'm kind of excited about this project to see where it takes us. You know what I'm saying, with the technology and everything like that, and having that AI voice on there, see what it holds up, man.
I've heard you say before that Serato will make a whack DJ better, but it'll make a great DJ even greater. It's the same. Like, in digital music took CDs out the realm. CDs took tapes out the realm. They took out records. Records took out 8 tracks. Like, this is the progression of what it is, but it all comes down to, like, yeah, you could be a scrub at home with no talent whatsoever and put out something all right, but if you're already talented, you can boost yourself to a much higher level. I got other problems with AI, but at the same time, it's inevitable. This is what it is right now.
I fully agree with what he said, man, because it's like essentially the beat machine basically killed the musicians, the bands,
Yeah.
the musicians. So I really do feel AI could kill the artist, the human artist. It's either you're gonna get down or lay down.
Really?
That's basically what it boils down to.
That's what it boils down to, man.
And can you do it to a way that is still you? That's the whole thing.
Right.
People could use the same thing I did and make just some nonsense, little jingly, whatever, and just put in a prompt, make me a song about leaves falling on the ground. And they could put it on TikTok and it might go viral, and it's like boom, boom, boom. That's the problem. But they're not gonna make money off of that. They can't do nothing with that. They can't copyright that. It's always a way to make things difficult. It's always ways to get around things. But at the end of the day, can you conform or are you gonna die out?
And the reason why I asked the new drug earlier, like what authenticity meant to them, is because in the realm of AI, what do you feel like is lost when AI is being utilized in the creative space? Like, if I'm using AI, what is being lost for somebody that's skeptical about AI? Does it dilute the authenticity in your eyes? And this question is for all three of y'all. What do you lose when using AI?
I mean, you can put your likeness into a computer as much as you try, and it can spit out something that's very similar to you, but it's like when Drake tried to use Tupac's voice, like your cadence, your style isn't fitting that whatsoever. So the human element is going to be, I've actually lived a life. I can tell you shit like I've been a quarter dead freestyling the Portishead, whereas a computer is not gonna have any life experience. But as Cuz was saying, it's in the writing, and I understand him in that sometimes if you're writing for other people, whether that be a different person, which we both know working with other singers and rappers gets to be a pain in the butt if they ain't built like that. No matter how they are, they be in the studio taking an hour and a half to drop a lazy ass 16 bars.
Yeah,
so
16 bars.
At some point, you just gotta, whether it's a human or a person, you just have to put in the correct prompts to spit out some shit that's way better than the average person can do.
And even with the prompts, still, I mean, you could write that rhyme, but is it gonna come out how you envisioned it when AI gets a hold of it? You see what I'm saying? Where if you say the word on the third downbeat, is AI gonna put it on the third? You know what I mean? So that's taking that out of it. The the creativity, the creativeness of it. You know what I mean? So.
And it's all based on algorithms, so it can't come out with anything original. It's like, this is my best version of what I'm told is hot. So there's too many AI rappers in existence for the last 20 years,
but like aiSkilly was saying, man, you gotta figure out a way to manipulate that though, so it is authentic, even though you're using AI. That's the thing, as an artist, we got to figure that out if we're going to be using it.
That's where the talent
is how to make it different than everybody else. And there's a way to do it. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely a way to do it. It's just got to figure that out.
Absolutely. Skilly, do you feel like anything is being lost from the actual artist or producer in regards to AI usage?
Yeah, I mean, of course it takes the soul out of it. Even using beat machines kind of takes the soul out of the music. Like you're going to lose something when it becomes digital, because digital ain't real. So it's going to be numbers. So you're going to lose something at the end of the day. But like you said, it's algorithm. So is people gonna vibe to just the numbers, or they gonna vibe to the essence? As we already learned, people is vibing to the numbers. They don't care about the essence. Will this be the final thing that'll be like, no, we want true, pure hip hop, not the nonsense? And that's where the idea came in from, like the man versus machine or whatever, that basically me and just talked about very lightly. Is basically he could write a song himself, boom, and then I write a song using basically the same beat, and then I write it or whatever, and then who's gonna have the better song? Is the better song gonna be a human or a machine? And that's what that is, yo.
That's gonna be fun.
Now, of course, he got skills and all of that, so I feel like he could be better than a machine, but it's not only a machine, bro. It's me too. So it's like,
Yeah, right.
can you be? Can
and humility is not my strong point when it comes to rapping, is because saying I grew up battling for real. I didn't even know people wrote songs till I was 12. Everything was off the top of the head. Like, I welcome the challenge of, it's like, what's the kid that was battling the chess machine in Russia? Like, nah, I'm not scared of a robot. And we'll see.
That's dope. Now, I feel like that's definitely something that can not only create revenue, but that could be that's a live event. That could be literally a live event, even if it was online, kind of like, you know what I'm saying, with people, voting, somebody that is unbiased that can listen to the song, or even if it was like, who's really the artist and what's the AI? Could people even tell the difference? You know what I'm saying? Like, listening to it. Because, like, if you listen to the aiSkilly project, the aiSkilly experience, the artist, it sounded like real art. Like, you can't tell you listening to AI, like, unless he's going to say, okay, I'm aiSkilly, so you know that it's AI. But if you just listen to it just riding by, you'd be like, oh, that's dope. It don't sound like a robot. It sound like real people. Even the R&B, that's definitely something that I feel like could be a revenue generator in terms of like finding other ways outside of just releasing music on streaming to generate revenue for artists, because that's another issue that we could talk about all day in terms of how the streams are not paying people. People are just losing money by putting stuff out on streaming platforms at times. But, understanding that that's the way to kind of get all eyes on people, it's an unfortunate thing that we have to utilize. Thinking about 5 to 10 years ahead, looking at AI, do you think it would be more of a collaborator or a competitor moving forward in this twisted music industry that we've all been a part of?
That's a good question, man. Because I mean, right now, because it's young, kind of hard to tell which direction it's gonna go. Yeah, that's a real good question, though, man. I mean, time will tell.
Okay.
You have access to every rapper and every producer online, and we had the mental capacity to like, hey, let's put all of this knowledge together and make the best thing we can make. I'd be highly surprised if actual artists aren't obsolete. We're going to be more of an underground thing in a coffee house working for tips.
Where the record player at right now?
That's a fact.
In 20 years, an artist going to be where the record player at right now.
Yeah.
So how do people experience AI the same way they would experience a cipher, a live cipher? I feel like that's something that AI can't mimic necessarily. Like,
not yet.
Care?
Not yet.
No, do the youth care is the question. Because when I am online, I'm watching a lot of people flirt with AI. Clearly, AI pictures. Like,
absolutely.
The
youth, man, they coming up. That's what they.
Here's what happened. Shout out to my son Mo Cool, and he's a rapper. He spits. He's nice. Like I said, he can rap, and he does what the kids do too.
No doubt.
I took him to an open mic out in Richmond. And he was like, what song should I do? I'm like, what song can you do? He was like, what do you mean? I'm like, you go in the studio and you overlap your vocals every 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. Like, what can you actually perform live? He was like, I never thought of that. So this is some old school shit. I went to a serious hip hop spot where you could smoke on the dance floor, and the open mic is they just throw on beats and people just come in and rhyme. And he was like, yo, I've never seen anything like this before. And I'm like, yeah, this is real. He was like, yeah, this is nice. I never experienced nothing like that, but I'm gonna have something for you next time. So the youth ain't built on the shit we built on. They ain't never seen a cipher.
Good point.
They up in their room like, yo, how do we make a song?
A lot of it too depends on where you live in. Let's go to Richmond, you know, are you gonna see a cipher up in Richmond? You might, you know what I'm saying? But you know, go to Jersey, you know, go to New York, you know, you're gonna see that, man. So a lot of these young kids, they still out there doing ciphers in the streets, yo. Even the young cats, you know what I mean? So
a few.
Yeah, they out there watching videos. Man, they still doing it. But
big up to them. They actually, I want to be able to rap in front of a crowd.
You know, but a lot of that has to do with, you know, where you located and, you know, what's hip hop, what's the influence of hip hop in your area, you know?
Right. What's the hip hop scene? If you even lucky enough to have one, because some areas don't even have a hip hop scene per se. So yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. That's a really, really good point. Skilly, you was going to add on to that?
All I gotta say is all you gotta do is look at the Gorillas or that group, the Gorillas. Nobody knew who they was for years. Still show, they did tour, they did everything, yo. The same thing. A cipher ain't gonna be a cipher, it's gonna be on the screen and all that with a bunch of fireworks and a DJ, bro. Like
I said before, these youngsters don't want to be good at the craft, they want to be famous.
They just want to be famous.
They want to be famous.
They don't even want to be rich and famous. They just want to be famous. It's weird.
That's definitely the new drug, the new clout drug. That just read a story about the young man that went into the supermarket and was on TikTok spraying roach spray on the vegetables and on the fruits. And the brother just got a year in prison, and everybody in the comments was like, why? Like, why? And the response is what y'all was talking about earlier, the attention, the clout, the shockness of it, the fact that he had thousands of people viewing him live in ShopRite spraying chemicals on the fruits that we eat. And it's just so ridiculous, but it goes back to say, you know, the clout is the new drug. People are addicted to being liked and seen online, which is highly unfortunate.
Don't even really be liked.
Mm-hmm.
I got way more likes on putting the fact I got a project out for sale than I got sales. Like, and I guess you could turn X amount of likes into money, but how long can you maintain that shit? From the beginning, if I wanted to be famous, I just go online and do the most ignorant shit I could think of every damn day. No,
that's what it is though nowadays, though, man. Sadly, it is what it is.
I'm gonna sit down for a year for likes. Fuck out of here.
Now, in your opinion, should there be an ethical and illegal line on AI itself? Do you feel like it needs to go into a legal space where artists won't be able to utilize, like you said earlier, Drake using Tupac's voice? Do you feel like there should be some restrictions on the AI usage?
I feel like some is coming inevitably because it's bad enough with streaming, like how you get paid as an artist. And y'all saw how Hollywood got together and said, fuck that, we changing the rules. Musicians did,
but my thing too though, if Drake and them are involved, let's say you using Drake's voice and Drake is feel he can monetize off of that, you know what I'm saying? That he gonna be like, yeah, now you can use my voice, but yo, you gotta pay, you know, you get what I'm saying? So you know, it all depends, man. It all depends. Because at the end of the day, it's about that money and shit. So them dudes, you know, that are out there already established, you know, A-list rappers and whatnot, if their voice is on this AI and, you know, me and Disown want to use one of their voices and whatnot, yo, they, you know, we'll pay them. You know, it's just like them doing a feature on your project.
I'm pretty sure James Earl Jones sold the rights to his voice before he died. So.
I definitely heard that. So they can continue making more Star Wars and whatever, you know, however they want to utilize it. And that could be the danger too, because he can't even speak up for himself if they utilize them in a way that, you know, he wasn't happy with. But I'm sure they have, like, at least in the state that could say, no, you can't utilize James Earl Jones to be saying some crazy stuff that he wouldn't normally agree to.
That's what happened with Isaac Hayes in South Park. He was like, yo, I didn't do that shit, so run out on him.
Skilly, what do you think about the legality?
Once an AI artist blow that they create, then they're gonna start making things illegal and all of that. Until that happens, they don't really care right now. It's the same thing like LimeWire and all of that.